Welcome to my channel. This playlist offers insights into the impending golden age of humanity. Feel free to show your support by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Your engagement is greatly appreciated. Thank you. Our universe, called Eon, operates like a school, divided into 12 layers. Densities 1 to 4 represent the physical realities, 5 to 8 are the semi-physical realms, and 9 to 12 constitute the light heavens. Young souls in the 3rd and 4th densities are compelled to study religion, among other subjects. Skipping these classes is nearly impossible, as belief systems are integral to the growing up process. Even if you reject religions, the rest of society is steeped into the topic, forcing you to relate to it. Religion is a common concept on the lower densities of planets across the universe, forming in every civilization as species become self-aware. It's a natural part of evolution to seek understanding of life and death, leading to the birth of belief systems, ceremonies, and traditions that bind tribes together. These cultural aspects can be both beautiful and suffocating at the same time for individuals. In the 3rd density, evolving species contemplate the best ways to govern their societies. After much experimentation, most settle for some form of hierarchical leadership. To replace the anarchy of thoughts, there is a tendency toward standardization and compartmentalization. Belief systems evolve into strong entities in society with a dedicated leadership. While all power tends to corrupt, it is always held by someone. The power of religion is particularly strong, as controlling people's minds and values means controlling the population. There has been several enlightened masters on your planet. Without exception, they were all star agents on a mission, ascended masters returning, or extraterrestrials visiting. Afterwards, their lives and stories turned into belief systems, twisted to fit with the ruler's vision for the future and transformed into dogma. But attempting to make the old ways work in an ever-changing world is destined to fail. While religion might feel familiar, it is now time to choose freedom and self-realization. Neither Buddha nor Jesus desired their lives to be turned into religions, but humans did exactly that with Buddhism and Christianity. The 3 Abrahamic religions were part of human history, still important to some, but will not survive your transition to the 5th realm. Regarding Hinduism, it represents one way of understanding extraterrestrial and higher density teachings. This doesn't mean that religions are wrong, it simply suggests they are dated. If you choose to follow a teaching, it's essential to know the teacher personally. When the master is gone, their guidance is lost and needs to be replaced by inner knowing. We recommend not believing in anything at all. Our advice is to design your own individual spirituality. It's between you and your higher being. The old belief systems played a role in your evolutionary journey, but you no longer need them. It was all part of the play. Gods marrying goddesses, angels fighting demons, the threat of hell for misbehavior, the promise of heaven for the chosen ones, good versus evil, and a judgmental divine entity to worship and obey. On the eve of Ascension, we witness the birthing of Homo Luminous, freed from mental slavery, enlightened and strong. It's crucial for humanity to grasp that the era of religions is nearing its end. Graduation means leaving religions behind, since they cannot exist in the higher realms. Upon reaching the fifth density, you will connect with source energy in a radically different manner, and unconditional love will be understood as your core essence. The fifth density brings absolute freedom from the old ways. Anticipate this transition, empower yourselves, and understand that source energy is within you, private and personal. You have the autonomy to shape your life according to your desires, free from any sense of shame, concepts of sin, and suffocating dogma. This future must appear bright indeed for a species that has endured excessive mind control for far too long. How does Homo Luminous look upon existence? As an ascended species, they have direct, conscious access to source energy through their hearts. They understand that each being is a fractal of source energy. There exists an all-encompassing energy field, an omnipotent source which nobody can fully explain. Everything is part of this enigmatic force, and each being is an extension of it. You are source energy and have no reason to worship anything or anyone. All are one, parts of the cosmic plasma, interconnected and powerful. The time of worship is over when the era of religions comes to an end. Homo Luminous has broken free from the mind control that was part of third density Terra. This manipulation was possible in the lower realms due to the veil of amnesia. The truth was hidden and needed to be translated by a third party. As long as the third party was a benevolent extraterrestrial, the message was somewhat pure. But as soon as the Ascended Master passed away or the extraterrestrial left, young and lost souls replaced them and took upon themselves to work as spiritual leaders. Thereby the truth was lost, misinterpreted, and the heart was replaced by ego. Your existence on the third density is foggy indeed. In an environment like this, it's easy for both aliens with a self-serving agenda and humans following the same idea to steer the population where they want them. They know that a dumbed-down mind is easier to manipulate than a free-thinking individual. Religion was indeed opium of some people. In the fifth density, the veil of amnesia is not entirely gone, but considerably thinner. You then understand the purpose of your ongoing incarnation and instinctively comprehend the role you play as a semi-physical manifestation of source energy. You need no one to teach you that, since this is an innate knowing. Homo Luminous finds all forms of beliefs odd and unnecessary. They prefer knowing, and when unsure, they study and investigate. Your soul aspect can be studied in meditation. The more you study, the stronger your connection to your higher being becomes. The nature of source energy cannot be taught by others. It can only be felt in your heart. We, the ninth density collective of Ra, teach what we know to be true on the semi-physical realms 5 to 8. Beyond doubt, we understand the nature of this universe called Eon. Originating from outside this universe, we were brought to the ninth density of Eon by the Nine to redesign the universal matrix. We serve as architects and coders of everything constituting your current reality. The universal matrix facilitates the manifestation of your thoughts, transforming your dreams into reality. This becomes increasingly potent when armed with the keys of creation, 9 in total, which can be studied and mastered through practice. The 9 keys of creation and the law of one are the 2 subjects that we teach in our Arcturian universities. However, our mission extends beyond teaching about this universe. We also uphold the balance between the 2 polarities of service to self and service to others. Polarity is important for continuous expansion, but the 80-20 ratio in favor of the positive path needs to be enforced. Eon serves as a university for souls, and we wish for your education to be as harmonious as possible. We wish to emphasize that we do not teach anyone about the essence of source energy, as we are no more acquainted with it than you are. Source energy is at the core of everything, but primarily exists outside this universe. Consequently, source remains as enigmatic to us as it is to you. We encourage every higher density being to independently study source energy by following the guidance received from their higher being. As long as you are part of the universe of Eon, a full understanding of source energy is impossible to reach. Since your higher being is a fractal of source energy, getting to know yourself naturally brings you closer home. The unconditional love emanating from your mother soul is for you to study and bask in. The challenge in your ascension process lies in the necessity for all religions on Terra to dissolve, paving the way for complete liberation from the constraints of the third density. This process is complex because religious individuals not only claim to know the truth, but are also spiritually immature, as source energy can only be properly studied in absolute freedom. Any form of dogma obstructs enlightenment. Ascension is easiest to reach for non-believers and non-dogmatic spiritual people. Those following strict religious rules have a more challenging ascension journey. In truth, there is nothing to believe in. Knowing is paramount. Accepting that you are source energy connected to matter, incarnated in a physical avatar body, is fundamental and a good start. Your mission is that of a student to learn, grow, and eventually graduate from the University of Eon. Religion is for children. As an adult spiritual being, you are in direct touch with your mother soul. Then you instinctively reject all belief systems and choose freedom. Some individuals view their holy scriptures as the words of an almighty God. They find significance in studying fulfilled prophecies as manifestations of divine foresight. However, every human on the fifth density possesses psychic abilities, telepathy, and the power of conscious and deliberate creation. Rather than delving into ancient texts of aliens and humans, consider crafting new words tailored to suit your current situation. However, please avoid initiating a new religion or belief system. Your truth is yours alone, and there's no need to seek followers. Instead of immersing yourself in old texts, strive to embody the divine essence that you are a manifestation of. It's all about you. Your life is your own creation. For fundamentalists, emerging from strict religious backgrounds, this vision of a fifth density future may evoke feelings of doom and gloom, echoing sin and judgment. These reactions are understandable given the low vibration of the third density matrix they are part of. Religious mind control has significantly darkened and complicated the human experience. Those wishing to persist in obedient lives under the assumption of an all-powerful and judgmental God can choose to do so. However, this choice entails undergoing another 26,000-year incarnation cycle on third density Terra. Most young souls spend 2 ascension cycles or 52,000 years in a reincarnation loop on Terra. This time is needed to complete the third density education and graduate. Over time, people will grow weary of the illusion and opt for freedom. For those who are ready for ascension in this incarnation, the true essence of source energy becomes more potent. They start to remember. This marks the path of emancipation and complete liberation from the constraints of the past. When choosing to incarnate into a human avatar on third density Terra, you were fully aware of what you signed up for and understood the challenges ahead. This lifetime is about abandoning everything that makes you feel unique, as the path toward unity is paved with division. Having been confined to various boxes during several incarnations, your current task is to tear down everything that limits you and separates you from others. We advise against taking life too seriously. As you transition to the fifth density, remember that nothing accompanies you. Money, career, culture, nationality, ideology, religion, aspirations, achievements, and pride will be left behind. None of these defines your true self. Bliss, harmony, and peace are within reach. Simply shed your old skin like a snake. Leave the old world behind. Step into new earth without expectations. With an open mind and heart, embrace the unknown. This promises to be the most amazing imaginable experience, offering freedom and unconditional love as your reward. At last, you will find the knowing place. This concludes my message to humanity. I am Uma, a member of the 9th Density Collective of Ra. As your ascension nears, we are returning to Terra to offer guidance and help. Our Arcturian species will meet you very soon. When the official disclosure of the extraterrestrial presence on Terra is completed, we will make ourselves visible to you. Arise, starseeds of Terra. Embrace the dawn of your new golden age.